So we're coming to the end kind of our, the big picture, the philosophy picture, the basic principles. We're coming to the end of that thing. Let me tell you one more, which you're going to run into it, something you're going to for sure run into it. As you start working and imagining and doing things, here's what will happen. You're going along now like this, whether that means you do very well, normally well, mediocre well, or very bad. It doesn't actually matter. It does not matter at which range you're currently going along. As you start working on what I'm telling you now, have told you, and just implementing these things, whether it is the affinity triangle, whether it is the being more responsible to get the knowledge needed to do it, whether it's the quantity or the speed, whether it's the hiring and putting a training department together, or whether it is the separating the staff, salesperson and marketing, and separate them. And whether it is, what I'm going to tell you in the next hour or so about the physical marketing activities to do, no matter what it is to try to implement it, you got to try to implement all of them because they work in synergy. Remember, the thing which is missing, the missing link basically will kill the whole chain, right? Yeah, you can't have a strong chain with 10 links and only one link is broken. It's not working. You can only hang the weight of that one broken link. If it breaks, it wouldn't matter how strong the other links have been. Yes, or yes, or yes, or yes. Yes? Good, yes. So, no matter where you go along, as you start implementing all the stuff I'm telling you, have told you and will tell you, things will get worse. They'll get worse, and then they will start getting better, and you will reach new heights. But this getting worse will not be avoidable. It cannot be avoidable. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to believe me, you're already losing out. Look, you already listened to me a couple hours. That's time out of your life. Things already got worse. Maybe you paid some money for this. Depends on the association or people who introduced you. You perhaps have. Not a lot. It's meant not to be a lot. But you might have paid some. But whether you did or not, the time is already here. Maybe you had some hassle downloading it or whichever way it is. See what I'm saying? And then when you start working, you'll be starting working. Remember, results will not come as fast as you most likely think. By Bill Gates. You'll be in a hole. And that works with everything else. With everything else. If you let's say you're a machinery, whatever, you do something. You buy a new machine. Well, most of the time you will realize that you and the people working that machine will have problems at the beginning working that machine as efficient. Even though the machine is more efficient than the old machine, learning, training, and kind of making it running, depends on what it is. Might take sometimes up to a year. Sometimes a few weeks. But either way, it'll take some time. That doesn't count the fact that you probably, in order to install it and boot it and take out the other machine, and you wasted some time and effort to make that happen. And that doesn't count into the fact that you had to pay for it, or have now to pay for it, or had to pay for it all before, and had to go to credit checks and whatever it may be. Before the machine will produce its products, you will have gotten worse compared to where you are before. Absolutely. Before the new computers you installed in your system, the new software, before it's working, you had to pay for it, you had to install it, you had to train people on it, and once it is installed, usually people have a hell of a hard time to work the new system. They may sometimes have been faster with the paper and pencil than with the new computer system. Yep. More mistakes are made because, well, nobody's used to it. That's right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You have a little tummy ache, a little stomach ache. You go to the doctor, he says, oh, it's the appendix, no big deal. Yeah, right. 2, 3, 4 days in the hospital, never mind the money you give him, out of work. You're more knocked out than before. Before you just had I was hurting. Next thing you know is the doctor takes you in the care, cuts you, and you're in a bed. You don't even move. You do a certain sport, play ping pong. I know I did that. I played ping pong as a kid, and I played it wrong. Somebody came along and tried to teach me to do it right, whatever way that was. Well, I started getting a lot worse, so I went back to the old way of doing it. And the reason I'm telling you is because many of you, as you start doing things which are, new things, and you're getting worse, sometimes you don't even do them because you know you're getting worse just by spending money. So you don't want to do it because you think that's a big hassle. So you go back. So with my ping pong, that's exactly what I did. All of a sudden I played less good. So I didn't want to play less good. I didn't want to lose those games to my friends. I lost them anyway most of the time, but now I lost even more, so I didn't want to get better. Up till today, I still play ping pong bad because I played wrong. Yep. Skiing, a different ballgame. I skied wrong, whichever way I skied down that hill. I remember, 9, 10 years old. Well, somebody came along and told me I skied wrong. And for a whole day showed me how to ski right. Oh my God, after that, and during the time he showed me, and after that, I was falling down that hill all the time. It was bad. But somehow, whatever, I was not backing off. I was trying the new way. I was willing to fall. Even though it was embarrassing. If you're 10 years old, you don't want to fall in front of your friends, the girls, the boys. You just don't. But I somehow did it. And holy and behold, the whole winter, it was at the beginning of the winter when that happened, give or take, December or so, and the whole winter, I was skiing badly, at least almost the whole winter. Towards the end, it got a little better. Next year, got a lot better. And holy and behold, I became a pretty good skier. But it got worse before. So, I hope I made my point. The trick here is that you and me, in everything we do, and me, and as I help you to expanding your business, not by a little bit, but drastically, okay, is that we make this down as short as possible. I mean, as slight as possible, so not make it too deep, and make it as short as possible and move back up. That's our trick, because it does us no good to make it very deep and very long, and then somewhere along the line here die and croak and be dead. That doesn't do us any good, because then we never reach those heights. It will be not doable. All right, now, nevertheless, that's basically what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, so if you don't realize that, chances are you'll be like the guy who steps in the cold water and wants to swim, and he goes, "Hey, who is this cold? I'll go back. I don't do anything," because that's what will happen. You're stepping in a cold swimming pool water here. The way out is the way through. So more or less, this was one of the last sessions of this whole basic principles. Now we're going to go into slightly more tactical and mechanical steps on actually how to market and how to get this masses of communication out so that people like you and love you, and because of it buy from you, and that you can do it so that you can live and tell about it, meaning that you have the time and the money to actually do it, so that it doesn't become this particular goal and things out there which, well, it would be nice, but we can't do it because we don't have the money and the resources. Okay, let's go and do that. Let's indulge in it. So get yourself a cup of coffee before you load the next video, and let's go to the mechanics. Ciao.